So here's the thing about domestic violence. Among personal kind of cases, those are the most personal. This is families torn apart. You know, domestic violence can be a screaming fight. Domestic violence can be no touching at all. But they carry enormous weight. It's about the only place I personally go into municipal city courts often because the stakes are so high. And I'll tell you, the system doesn't know how to handle it. You know, criminal courts aren't the place for family problems. You know, I once had a very solid family, husband, wife, and child. Husband and wife get into an argument. In the argument, they argue over keys on a string, and they're pulling them apart like this. The wife gets a cut on her finger. The husband, before we met him, but for a long time, and even for a while after we met him, had to go see his kids by picking them up at the police station, based upon that little fight. So the problem with domestic violence cases is that, again, the world is afraid that if they let a domestic violence defendant loose, and they're wrong, and he really is a domestic violence a perpetrator. And the most famous story happened 2 miles from our office. They let a man loose and he killed his wife the next week. So again, the system loads in to hurt him. And the penalties are enormous. Domestic violence cases never come off your record. Domestic violence cases mean you can never own a gun. Those cases, too, take patience on behalf of the people because the clients, clients don't come in understanding. They think I had a fight with my wife, leave us alone. I've had cases where wives hired lawyers to come into court and say, this is my husband. This is our life. He didn't hit me. He didn't hurt our child. Leave us alone. And the system can't handle it. What's happened with the internet and lawyers, what happened with COVID with lawyers, is that we've broken down that personal relationship. So meeting lawyers on the internet, or COVID where people couldn't come into the office. You know, my overall advice to clients is first, meet your lawyer and make sure you trust him when it starts. Second, be absolutely truthful with your lawyer no matter what. No matter how bad it is, because it makes no difference to the lawyer. You know, I represented domestic violence patients, clients, I've represented people on death row. You have to tell your lawyer the truth. Third, you have to be involved in your case personally. Personally, you have to work with your case. After being patient, after talking to your lawyer, sometimes it doesn't work. And this is a hard one, but it's true on both sides. The minute that a client loses trust for his lawyer or her lawyer, they should leave. Once you've lost trust, and I hope this doesn't happen, but it happens to everybody for all kinds of reasons. But once you lose trust for your lawyer, move on. Tell your lawyer about it and move on. Because if things go bad and you're in that relationship where you're butting head with your lawyer, you'll always blame yourself and the lawyer for whatever happens to you.